Have you ever wondered why some people seem to lose friends and respect as they get older? It is a tough truth to face, but many seniors end up feeling disliked, even when they never meant to cause harm. In this video, we are diving into 7 reasons why people might secretly resent you as you age. And understanding these reasons can completely change how you see yourself and how others see you. Stay tuned until the very end, because you will discover how these signs not only explain why relationships might weaken over time, but also show you how to rebuild respect, connection, and even admiration. These lessons are not about judgment, but about growth, giving you the wisdom to avoid mistakes that can quietly push others away. Now wait, let's get started. Number 1, constant complaining. One of the clearest reasons people begin to distance themselves from older adults is the habit of constant complaining. When conversations revolve around aches, pains, politics, or how the world used to be better, it can create an atmosphere that others find draining. Younger people, especially who already juggle their own challenges, may quietly pull back because they associate your presence with negativity rather than warmth or encouragement. This does not mean your struggles are unimportant. Sharing your experiences, your hardships, and even your discomforts can build connection if done with balance. But when the tone always shifts toward criticism, it sends a subtle message that you are more focused on what is wrong than on what is still good in life. People naturally gravitate toward energy that uplifts, and constant complaining can signal the opposite. Psychologically, this habit often stems from a sense of loss of control. As we age, the body slows down, opportunities narrow, and it is natural to feel frustration. Complaining becomes a release. But what feels like self-expression to you can sound like rejection of the present to others. Over time, this can erode relationships, even with family members who care deeply about you. Think of a friend you once had who always grumbled about their job, their spouse, or their health. Did you feel inspired to spend more time with them, or did you quietly start making excuses? The same dynamic applies in later life. If others begin to associate your visits with heavy conversation, they will hesitate to call, visit, or invite you into their world. The good news is that this habit can be reversed. Reframing your words toward gratitude and resilience can turn people's perception of you around. Even small shifts like sharing a memory with joy instead of sorrow, or talking about something you appreciate today, instead of what you miss, can draw people closer instead of pushing them away. Complaining is a habit, but so is inspiring others, and you can choose which one defines you. Number 2, refusing to listen. Another powerful reason people start to resent older adults is a refusal to truly listen. As the years pass, some fall into the pattern of believing they already know the answers. Conversations become one-sided lectures instead of mutual exchanges. This creates a subtle wall between you and others, leaving them feeling unheard, dismissed, or even unimportant. Listening is not just about silence while someone else speaks. It is about showing genuine curiosity, asking questions, and making the other person feel valued. When an older adult continually interrupts, finishes sentences, or quickly shifts the topic back to their own story, the unspoken message is clear. What I have to say matters more than what you have to share. Over time, this dynamic breeds quiet resentment. Psychologically, this habit often comes from a desire to preserve dignity. As the world changes quickly, technology, culture, even language, many seniors feel left behind. Speaking over others becomes a defense mechanism, a way of proving relevance. But instead of gaining respect, it often leads to frustration and distance from those around you. Consider a family dinner where a younger relative tries to talk about their new job or relationship. If the response is immediately back in my day, without pausing to hear their full story, the excitement is deflated. That relative may stop trying to share in the future, not because they do not love you, but because they do not feel heard. The irony is that listening deeply often brings more respect than speaking often. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood. By resisting the urge to dominate the conversation and instead asking thoughtful questions, you create an environment where others want to linger. They walk away thinking, I enjoy being around them because they make me feel important. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, being overly critical. A third reason many people quietly pull away from seniors is the tendency to be overly critical. With age comes experience, and with experience comes perspective. But when that perspective turns into constant judgment of others, their choices, their appearance, their lifestyle, it can feel less like wisdom and more like condemnation. Younger relatives, neighbors, or even peers may start to dread interactions because they associate them with criticism rather than encouragement. Criticism can take many subtle forms. It might be remarks about how someone dresses, comment about their parenting, or questioning how they spend their money. While these statements may be intended as helpful guidance, they often land as sharp edges that wound instead of build. Over time, those wounds accumulate, and people begin to protect themselves by limiting contact. On a psychological level, being critical often arises from disappointment. Seniors sometimes look at the world and feel it has lost its standards, its manners, or its values. Pointing out flaws becomes a way of holding on to what once felt familiar and right. Yet, to those receiving the criticism, it sounds like constant disapproval and rejection, rather than inspiring respect. It quietly breeds resentment. Think of how you feel when someone points out your mistakes again and again. Do you feel closer to that person, or do you start to avoid them? That is the same way children, grandchildren, and even longtime friends may react. What you see as honesty, they may perceive as harshness. The truth is, everyone already carries self-doubt. A kind word can lighten that burden, but constant criticism only makes it heavier. When seniors shift from judgment to encouragement, relationships transform. A compliment on effort, a word of pride, or even a simple acknowledgement of someone's struggles can make them feel respected and loved. Instead of pushing people away with criticism, you draw them in with understanding and compassion. Number 4, talking only about yourself. Another reason people may quietly resent older adults is the habit of making every conversation revolve around yourself. Stories of the past, your health issues, or your personal struggles can dominate the dialogue until others feel there is no space left for their voices. While sharing your experiences is valuable, when it becomes the only focus, those around you can feel overlooked and disconnected. This often shows up in small ways. A friend may mention something happening at work, and the response quickly turns into a long story about what you did years ago. A grandchild may share a challenge they are facing, and instead of exploring their feelings, the conversation pivots to your own troubles or successes. Over time, others stop opening up because they sense the spotlight will always swing back to you. Psychologically, this habit can come from a deep human need to be remembered. As we age, the fear of being forgotten grows stronger, and sharing our stories feels like a way to preserve identity. Yet, while the intention may be self-preservation, the unintended effect is that others feel unseen. Instead of leaving conversations with a sense of connection, they leave with frustration. Imagine how you feel when someone dominates the discussion at a gathering, leaving little room for anyone else. It becomes tiring, and you may even avoid sitting near them the next time. The same dynamic happens within families and friendships. What you see as meaningful sharing others may quietly experience as self-centeredness. The surprising truth is that being genuinely interested in others often makes your own stories more welcome. When you first ask questions, listen carefully, and let people shine, they will later be eager to hear about your life in return. Balance transforms the way people experience your presence. Instead of being remembered as someone who always talks about themselves, you'll be cherished as someone who makes others feel valued. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, clinging to the past. One more reason people sometimes grow distant from older adults is the constant clinging to the past. Sharing memories is a wonderful gift, but when every conversation circles back to how things used to be, it can make others feel as if the present is never good enough. Younger generations in particular may sense that their world is being dismissed, and this can quietly create resentment. This tendency often comes from a place of longing. The past feels safe and familiar, filled with moments of strength, purpose, and vitality. Talking about those days provides comfort and helps keep those experiences alive. Yet, when the focus remains only on what was, it unintentionally signals to others that what they're living through now is less important, less meaningful, or even inferior. Think of a grandchild excited to share their latest accomplishment, only to be told, "When I was your age, we had it harder and we worked longer hours." While this may be true, the child walks away feeling as though their effort was minimized. Over time, this response discourages openness because the joy of sharing is overshadowed by comparison. Clinging to the past can also affect friendships. Old friends may tire of hearing the same stories repeated without space for new conversations. They may feel trapped in yesterday when they long to talk about what is happening in their lives today. What begins as nostalgia can eventually be seen as unwillingness to grow, adapt, or celebrate the present moment. The gift you can offer instead is balance. Reminiscing warmly about the past, while also embracing the present, helps people feel both connected to your history and welcomed into your now. A story from long ago becomes richer when it leads to curiosity about today. Asking questions, showing interest, and finding joy in what others are experiencing right now. When you embrace both past and present, people will see you not as someone stuck in time, but as someone who values every moment, past and present alike. Number 6, rejecting new ideas. A major reason people sometimes grow frustrated with older adults is a rejection of new ideas. Whether it's technology, cultural changes, or even shifting social values, dismissing everything new as foolish or unnecessary can create a barrier between you and the world around you. Family, friends, and neighbors may begin to avoid sharing their excitement because they expect it will be shut down. This reaction often comes from a sense of being overwhelmed. The pace of change in today's world can feel relentless, and it is natural to retreat into the comfort of what is familiar. But when every new idea is met with resistance, the message others hear is not just "I prefer the old ways," but "your way of living is wrong." This breeds quiet resentment and creates emotional distance. Think of a time when you were enthusiastic about something new, a book, a hobby, or a project, and someone immediately dismissed it as pointless. You probably walked away deflated, maybe even irritated. That same feeling is what children, grandchildren, and younger friends may experience if their ideas are met with rejection instead of curiosity. Psychologically, rejecting new ideas is tied to the fear of losing control. By dismissing what is unfamiliar, seniors can feel more secure in a rapidly shifting world. Yet, ironically, this choice often leads to isolation because people stop including you in discussions, assuming you will not understand or approve. The shift comes when you practice openness, even in small ways. You do not need to master every gadget or embrace every trend, but showing interest in what others care about bridges a gap. Asking, "Can you show me how that works?" or "Tell me why you enjoy this," transforms interactions. Instead of feeling criticized, people feel respected. Instead of avoiding you, they are drawn to share more of their world with you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 7, losing patience with others. Finally, one of the most damaging reasons people may begin to resent older adults is the loss of patience. Short tempers, irritability, or snapping at small mistakes can turn every day interactions into stressful encounters. What may feel to you like harmless frustration can leave others walking away with hurt feelings or desire to keep their distance. This often shows up in family life. A spouse might make a small error, like forgetting an appointment, and the reaction is sharper than the situation calls for. A grandchild might spill a drink, and instead of gentle correction, they are met with anger. These moments add up, and slowly people begin to associate time with you not with comfort, but with tension on a psychological level. Impatience in older adults often stems from feeling powerless. As physical abilities decline and independence becomes more fragile, there's a deep frustration that life is no longer as easy or predictable as it once was. Unfortunately, that frustration sometimes gets directed at the very people who are trying to help. Think back to a time when someone lost their patience with you for something small. Did you feel encouraged to try again, or did you feel defeated? Most likely, you carried that sting for a while. The same effect happens when seniors become quick to anger. People remember the sting, not the love behind the relationship. The truth is patience is a choice, and it can be cultivated. Pausing before responding, taking a breath, or even laughing at life's small annoyances can completely shift how others experience you. When patience replaces irritation, you become a safe place for people come as they are, mistakes and all. And that is what makes relationships last. Final thoughts. When you reflect on these 7 reasons, it becomes clear that the resentment people sometimes feel towards seniors does not come from age itself, but from habits. Complaining, criticizing, clinging to the past, or rejecting new ideas may all feel natural in the moment, but they can push others away without you even realizing it. The hopeful truth is that none of these patterns are permanent. Each one can be replaced with habits that bring people closer, gratitude instead of complaining, encouragement instead of criticism, curiosity instead of rejection, patience instead of irritability. These small but powerful shifts not only change how others see you, but also how you feel about yourself. What stood out to you the most today? Which of these reasons do you see reflected in your own life or in the lives of people? You know, by noticing them, you've already taken the first step toward building stronger, warmer, and more lasting connections. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.